change up the artwork and everything. You understand? Yeah. So while everybody are checking, blessed Sunday morning. Bless up to everybody who there is in. As soon as you're forward, just click off the share button for me there. It's appreciated. Alright? As soon as you're forward, just click the share button and make some more people jump on and join the stream. So blessed Sunday to everybody who there. Alright? Now, we have a topic where we are going to touch upon an idea. A topic that is bothering me right now. You know, we're going to talk about it, but make some more people jump on. So, we're going to do phone apart and share out the stream. And also, you know, just click the like button because that helps. Alright, so as soon as you're forward, just click the like button and share out the stream. And let's get some people in, make we talk about this. Alright? Yeah. But there, so I try to change the thumbnail real quick so that persons can see the proper thumbnail on the video. Alright, so I want to get to that real quick so that we can just switch up the thumbnail instead of my face on it. Alright, see if we can do that now and get to it. So we can start the conversation. Alright, so let me see what I want. Yeah, so alright, right, yeah, so good. Alright, so this conversation right here now is one that is bothering me, people. It seriously bother me. You know, because we see too much things are going on and everything goes quiet. You know, too much things are going on and everything just goes quiet. You know, and nothing comes out of these things where we see happening. You know, alright, so I think the thumbnail should be changed to now. I think the thumbnail should be changed to now. So it should be good. Alright. I think the thumbnail should be changed. Hopefully it changed. Alright. So I'm going to click go live to Facebook because you know we are all the reason here now on YouTube and the Facebook in the morning here. Right? Now while I'm sipping on my coffee, you know, I analyze this thing. And I'm going to tell you no plain and straight people. Them not gonna like me. Them not gonna like me. But one thing I can say is I am not in this to be liked. I am not in this to be liked. So even though I know that them not gonna like me, that part I am not concerned about. Because somebody have to be that person who will stand up and educate with Jamaican people on the things that they may not know they have the right to do. Everybody can't be afraid, everybody can't be quiet, everybody can't just sit down and watch these things happening and just step aside and say, yeah, hear me, that not concern me. Somebody has to be that person who is going to stand up and say, here we go on. That not right. Now, my question is this. Why is it that whenever certain things happen involving our Jamaican police officers, it disappears, it not go nowhere? Why? Why is it that when certain things happen involving Jamaican police officers, it goes nowhere? All we hear is that a probe is going to be launched. All we hear is that an investigation is going to be done. And then it not go nowhere. So them only come out and them try to quell down the fire, calm down the fire, and then after that, it disappears. It goes nowhere at all. Now, case in point, the other day, a police officer was caught on camera eating some pum pum. And he got suspended. He got suspended. A police officer was caught on camera eating some pum pum with some ice cream and he got suspended. But yet still, we see police officers violating the rights of Jamaican citizens by abusing them and assaulting them, but these officers are not suspended. Now, as far as I know, when a police officer is being investigated, they should be taken off frontline duty and put on desk duty, or either suspended pending investigation. Now, anybody here who knows or at any point ever hear of a police officer being suspended while investigation is pending in Jamaica, do they make that information public? Do they make that information public to Jamaican citizens? If a police officer violates the right of a Jamaican national and them claim say a probe or an investigation is done, do they then say to the public, while this investigation is ongoing, this police officer so and so will be on leave, will be suspended pending investigation? Do they inform the public what is going on? I've never heard it. So if somebody they ever hear that, wanna make me know. Why is it that Jamaicans don't get the right type of treatment we're supposed to get from the police? And I can tell you know why. Because as Jamaicans, some of us don't know our rights and we feel like anything the police dish out pan we're supposed to just take it and leave it right there. So. But until we start to, as Jamaicans, speak up for our right and let the police understand that, listen me, respectfully officer, I know my right and you cannot do that. Them are going to continue abuse them power and deal with Jamaicans as if we are dunce people, we don't have no sense and no know say the things where them are do, it not right. We have to start standing up and speaking out. Everybody can't be afraid, everybody can't be quiet, everybody can't just sit back and step on the sidelines and say, no, that no concern me, so I will not intervene. Now people say unstoppably you need to be careful of the things where you address because them not gonna like you and them are gonna fight against you and them are gonna this. I am not in this to be liked. Especially when I see injustices being done towards my very own Jamaican people who may not be knowledgeable of certain things. I cannot sit back and just watch it and say, sure, I'm no business with that. If them not like me, if them not gonna like me, if them are going to want to target me, so be it. So be it. But me I go point it out to you again. Every single time we see something involving our Jamaican police, it goes nowhere. Nowhere. Don't get me wrong, you know. Incidents happen in other countries involving the police, you know. Incidents do happen in other countries involving the police. But when it is recorded, when it is caught on camera, and brought to the proper authorities who are supposed to investigate the police, they are investigated, and if the police is at fault, right, the victim is compensated and the police officer is then penalized whichever way they find fit. But that not happen in Jamaica. Why? Why? Now, what me actually talk about this morning is a video that's circulating on social media where a woman says that she was pepper sprayed. Not even says that she was pepper sprayed. It clear as day in the video. The woman was pepper sprayed by a police officer. Now, for those of you who have not seen the video, it's on my Instagram at unstoppablelivetv. You can go watch it, right? But listen to this now, people. The officers, I think it was 3 or 4 officers, I don't remember correctly, but I think it was about 3 or 4 officers, was trying to detain another female. Right? Now that part that I'm not going to get involved in. I'm not even going to talk about that part of it where they were trying to detain that female. That part I'm not concerned about because that female was resisting arrest. Whether or not they should have had a female officer there trying to detain her, that part I'm not going to get involved in because that part is not my concern. That part is not my issue. The female they were trying to detain was actually resisting arrest. Cool. I don't know what she was being detained or arrested for, so I'm not going to touch that part there. The part that I am addressing is the woman who was pepper sprayed. Now, what was she pepper sprayed for? Simply because she was recording these officers while they were trying to detain that woman. Now, as boisterous as she may have been, yes, she was loud and she was carrying on and she was not cussing any indecent language or nothing, but she was loud, right? However, being loud is not a crime. She can be as loud as she wants. She can cuss as loud as she wants. That is not a crime. Just as much as that is not a crime, recording the police is not a crime. And that is what I want Jamaicans to understand. There is nowhere in the law books where it says that recording a police officer while on duty is illegal. Nowhere. There is nowhere in the law books where it says a police officer has the right to seize your phone, your personal device, if you are recording. Nowhere is that said in the law books. Nowhere in the law books does it say that a police officer has the right to tell you, say you have to delete any footage that you recorded while he is on duty. Nowhere in the law books. Nowhere in the law books does it say that a police officer can detain you for recording him while he is on duty. Nowhere. And definitely nowhere in the law books does it say that a police officer has the right to pepper spray you while you record him or her. Nowhere. Because it is not illegal, it is not a violation to record the police. People need to understand that the police is there to serve the people, not to abuse the people. The police is there to serve the people, not to abuse the people. But some of them police officers here seem a little bit too power hungry. So they make the little bit of power with them have fly go to them head. Is what we realize. They make the little bit of power with them have fly go to them head. And them abuse the very same people who they are supposed to be protecting. Now, this lady who got pepper sprayed, for all who see the video, I watched the video closely. At no point did I see this woman touch that police officer or any one of them, as a matter of fact. At no time did I see that woman touch that police officer or any of the officers there. Yes, she was loud, but me not see she touched none of them. Now, I must also point this out, that though it is your right to record the police officers while on duty, though it is not a crime, what you cannot do is you cannot interfere with the arrest. You cannot obstruct the officer from doing their duties. You can't try to go up in the officer face and push up your camera in the officer face. You can't do those things. Though it's not a crime to record, but you can record from a distance. You can't touch the police. You can't try to stop the police from doing what they might do. And I saw that woman do none of those things. The only thing she did was she was loud while recording. But that is also not breaking the law. She can shout. She can tell the officers what they might do wrong. She can do that, as long as she is not up in the police space while they are doing what they are doing. Now, for those of you who saw this video that I'm talking about, you would have looked on the officer's demeanor. Look at his demeanor before him pepper spray the woman. Now, if it wouldn't be a case where you can say he was feeling threatened, it would not be a case where we can say, all right, the officer, what I'm doing is justified because he was feeling threatened. Maybe a crowd was coming down at him. Maybe the woman was too close to him. Maybe nothing like that. Because his demeanor was very, very, very calm. Him calmly reach over to the next squaddy and pull out the squaddy canister of pepper spray. Very calm the way the man do it. The man just very calmly reach over to the next squaddy, take up the canister of pepper spray and turn on and just go psh. Very calmly. So there is no sign of him doing that to protect himself. No sign. There is no sign, nothing there to say, well, all right then, the reason why him pepper sprayed the woman is because, you know, she was up in him space. There is no sign there to indicate that the reason why him pepper sprayed the woman was because a crowd did come down upon him and he did have to defend himself. Nothing like that is there. But guess what? If the police do decide to investigate that matter, if Jamaicans decide to create an uproar about it, you know what I'm going to say? A crowd was coming down on the officer and it was in the officer's right to pepper spray. And that go on. You understand? But I will like to say this to every single Jamaican. It is not illegal to record the police. When you see them out there and do them foolishness, record them. Do not let them intimidate you. Don't make them tell you say you can't do that. Don't make them tell you say you have to delete the footage that you are recording because you do not have to. Don't make them tell you say them have to seize your device because they cannot seize your device for recording them. Now, the reason why I talk about this, people, is because I want Jamaican people to understand that the police are going to try to intimidate you when you record them. They are going to try to bad you up. They are going to try to rough you up. They are going to try to run you away. But that is the time when you need to record them and let the world see the injustice. Because maybe, just maybe, when the world starts to see it, the government or the commissioner at that point will start to say, hold on, man, this is getting out of hand. We can't allow international people to be seeing these things. So we have to nip it in the bud. Do not be intimidated by them when them try to do it. Because me have to point out something to you right now. Me have to point out something to you right now to all the people who may be thinking what the police did was right for pepper spraying that woman. I guarantee you no. I guarantee you no. That if this was a white tourist in that vicinity of those police officers when they were trying to arrest that woman, me guarantee you know, if this was a white tourist who pick up them phone and decided to record those officers, he would not pepper spray that white tourist. Me guarantee you know that. I can put money upon that. So if this was a white tourist who was there in that vicinity at that present moment recording him while they were trying to detain this lady, he would have not taken up that pepper spray canister and pepper spray that tourist. And if he had done so, me guarantee you, he would have been reprimanded for that. You don't understand what I say, people? If this was a white tourist and him pepper sprayed that tourist, he would have been reprimanded immediately. Because what? Them now go want the tourists to go back to the United States and say I was pepper sprayed by a Jamaican police officer, because them know what will come after that. And if the mind sharp, Jamaica government pay out that tourist millions of dollars if that should happen. So what? Because we are the animals in a Jamaica, you can pepper spray away as you wish and nothing no come out of it. Because we are some animals down there. And you can walk upon we and trample upon we as you feel and nothing no come out of it. If this video that I am talking about was done by a tourist who is white, not even white, was done by a tourist, an American, and that American recorded this officer pepper spraying them, because listen, you know, hey, let me tell you something. The woman was at a good distance, because you could have seen the pepper spray spraying towards her, coming towards her. So she was at a good distance. She was not up on the officer, and there were a lot of people around, and he directly aimed the pepper spray at that woman. He not aim it at the crowd, you know. He aim it directly at the woman. Eh? Now Alexa said lawsuit. Yes, if it was an American, lawsuit file. And them would have calmed that down quick. Because them don't want it. Get out of hand if that was an American. But because it's a Jamaican, and them view Jamaicans as animals, and them supposed to can trample upon we as them feel, them supposed to can throw we in a jailhouse as them feel, them supposed to can beat we up as them feel, them supposed to can do anything to we as them feel, and nothing no come out of it. Because we are animals as Jamaicans. See it? This is total nonsense. Jamaican people need to learn and understand that police officers has no right to lick you, take away your phone, delete the footage where you record. Them not have no right to do nothing like that, because they are there to serve us as the people. And as long as they are on duty, we can record them. We can record them. Anything where them do, we can record them. That is the reason why they are given body cams. But even that no serve no purpose, because them choose to turn on or turn off the cam whenever them feel like it. See it? So that is why I have to reiterate again. There is nowhere on the law books where it says that a Jamaican citizen cannot record the officers of the law in the line of duty. Nowhere does it say that. So what gonna happen to the police officer you know who pepper spray the woman? When you see it happen the other day, where them one they go pepper spray a taxi with all type of people in it, and you see it? Nothing no come out of that neither, you know. But look on that one here again. Now I see somebody in the comment section a while ago say pepper spray better than gunshot. I don't like acknowledge foolishness. You know, I'm not even going to pay that no mind. So, not even going to pay that no mind. Because you need to understand people. You need to understand. It is in no way right for the police to abuse the citizens of a country that they are there to support, to protect and serve. And until us as Jamaicans start to stand up for the right and make them understand, say, listen, we know say what you are doing not right, and you can't do that, they will not stop. And them are going to continue to try and intimidate people. Right? Them are going to continue to try and intimidate people so that people not do it. But me I tell you now right now, if you are in Jamaica and you see injustice, record it. It takes people like me, a social media public figure, to stand up and make uno understand the things we uno not understand and the things we uno not know. Me see Jamaican Carlos there up on Facebook. Big up Carlos. Carlos are one of them too. Carlos and his brother we talk out for Jamaicans. You understand? We have to use these platforms and educate with Jamaican people who don't know. Say certain things that's being dished out to us is nonsense. And we not have to take it. Now, in the same breath of me telling you that it is not illegal, I have to tell you at the same time that you have to remember what you can and cannot do while recording the police. You cannot impede them in their duties. You cannot interfere. Don't go too close to them. Not touch them. But stand at a distance and record them. Stand at a close enough distance where you can see everything and you can record everything. But not go to the point where them can say you were trying to interfere. See it? Because you have a right to record the police. And if a police depend here watching right now and listen. If a police is here right now watching and listening, I want you to understand this, officer. When you join the force, I would think that you join the force and you take an oath to protect the people of your country and protect your country. I would think that you took an oath to do so, to serve and protect the people. So, Mr. Officer, may I ask you right now, just uphold that oath now. Show the people of your country some respect now. Please now. Stop trampling your Jamaican people now. The whole of we are Jamaicans, you know. You in your uniform are Jamaican too, you know. You in your uniform is a Jamaican too, and your fellow Jamaican you do so. Now mind you, me know say this nah go nowhere, you know. Just like others we've seen before. I know it nah go nowhere. See it? The video was sent to the JCF website, to the JCF platform on social media, and their response was, we'll look into it. Now, mind you, I do know that you have some officers out there where do good, you know. I know that. So we now put on every police officer. But you see, when we see the injustice, we have to talk about it. See, when we see the injustice, we have to lash out about it. We can't just sit down and just make it slide. Right? We can't just sit down and just make it slide. Now, this lady, I just hope say, she not just low this and just make it fade away. I hope say she push this and actually get that officer out of the force. Because he's a gunman in a uniform. In my eyes, that is why he means to me. A gunman in a uniform. Because if you go abuse the people you're supposed to protect, you're not police. You're just a brother in a uniform and walk around with a gun to beat and abuse people. See it? That's how me see this up. A brother in a uniform with a gun, a walk around to beat and abuse people. The people who you're supposed to protect. We're in the come the defer. Are them supposed to investigate things like this, you know? But what happen? When you go and you try to report police brutality or police abuse, it not go nowhere. Sometimes they not even want to take your statement. Because what? The same people who are go figure report it to the whole of them are friend and them are look out for them one another. See it? When you go figure report it, the whole of them are friend. And even if they do take a statement, in most cases, it not go nowhere because this man will take a statement, probably just throw it down somewhere in our garbage bin and it never gets filed. See it? May I tell you, no Jamaicans, and even Jamaicans overseas, as a matter of fact, may I tell you no right now, the people who overseas as Jamaicans, we need to start speaking up and let this be known, spread it all over the world, that we cannot sit down and normalize this kind of behavior by the police in Jamaica. We can't normalize it. We can't make it seem like it's okay for the police to just pick up them canister of pepper spray and spray in any citizen's eyes if the citizen is not breaking the law. Now, if that woman was breaking the law, I would not be here this morning talking about this. If I had seen at any point in that video where she touched, hit, spit, or even though this is not breaking the law, or even disrespected the police officer, I would not have been here talking about this morning, right? But I saw none of those things in that video. None. So what was his reason? What grounds did he have to pick up the pepper spray and spray at the woman's face? Simply because she was recording him. which is not a crime. I'm going to say this. I said it in a previous video. If you are in Jamaica and you witness any Jamaican police, any form of injustice, record it. Don't be afraid to send it to me, because I will not be afraid to put it out and make it public. My number is all over social media. Do not be afraid. If you see it happen and you don't want nobody to know that you put it out, do not be afraid to send it to me, and I will put it out. I will make it public, because the world needs to see what these police officers are doing, so that the commissioner himself can understand. Say, Ewa, this I get out of hand. Too much video surfacing right now. We have a platform, and I personally will use this platform to stop these injustices we are going against Jamaican citizens. So I'm going to say it again. Anytime you don't see it, send me the video, record it. Do not be afraid. Record it and send it to me, and I will put it out. Everybody can't be afraid. Everybody can't sit down and be quiet. Everybody can't just shut up. We have to stand up for our rights. And we have to also know our rights. I am advising every Jamaican right now. The time where we step on social media, I watch and I listen to certain things where not relevant. I watch and I listen to certain things where not important. Take that time and go read up on your rights as a Jamaican citizen. Take that time and go up on YouTube and go pull up some videos that will educate you on your rights as a Jamaican citizen. Every single law that is written in the law books on Jamaican, in Jamaican law books is online. Go online and go read it up. You can find every single one. Utilize your time wisely and go learn about your rights, so that whenever you are approached by a police officer, you can recite these rights to this officer in a calm manner. Not boisterous, not loud, not disrespectful, because sometimes your approach to certain situation will cause it to be worse. But if you know your rights, you don't have to be loud and boisterous neither. You can recite your rights very calmly, and that officer will understand that, hey, wait, let me not deal with a fool right here, so you know. Learn your rights, my people. Go read up on it. Watch some videos, because YouTube is there where every bit of information is on. Learn your rights. When them approach you, excuse me, officer, XYZ. Make them understand, so you know what you're talking about. You don't have to be a liar to know what a police can and cannot do. You don't have to be a liar to know how long a police can and cannot detain you for. And a lot of Jamaicans don't know that neither. A lot of Jamaicans do not know that the police can only hold you without charging you for a certain period of time. You do not need to be a liar to know these things. Simply utilize the device where you have in your hand and do your own research. Learn the things them that you need to learn and know. A lot of us see things in movies and we think, say, oh, a foreign, them think they're alone, man. Them think they're not mad Jamaica. No, police has the right to enter your premises without due cause. I mean, I talk about Jamaica. You don't feel like because of Jamaica, the police have right to just come for your property and come in your house? No. Unless these officers suspect a crime, they not have no right to enter your premises without a warrant. But these things continuously happen in Jamaica, where police officers just run in upon anybody premises and nothing comes out of it because what? At Jamaica, this man, anything goes. Learn on the rights, people. Learn on the rights, people. Missy police officers stop vehicle and the police not even. A police officer is supposed to ask you if you have a problem with them searching your vehicle before them search your vehicle at Jamaica. They don't do that. Them just tell you come out of the car and them just go search. You are supposed to be there looking at this officer while he or she is doing him search. And you're supposed to watch and be seeing everything that is happening. That not them tell you to stand up at the back of the vehicle. Or go down there to the next squad. While they must search your car. That is not the way it's supposed to be. Learn on the rights, people. Read up on it. Watch some videos. Do some research and understand. Understand that certain things that we allow the police in Jamaica to get away with is not right. A police officer is supposed to read your rights while you are being arrested in Jamaica. You think only movies alone them thing happen, you know? You think it's only supposed to happen to Americans? You don't have to be a lawyer to know these things. You don't have to go to law school to know these things. A police officer is supposed to read your rights when you are being arrested, and he is supposed to tell you what you are being arrested for. You can question the police when they arrest you and ask, officer, what am I being arrested for? Officer, what was I stopped for? Officer, what am I being detained for? You can ask these questions to the police and they are supposed to answer you. Yes, them are going to go on like say you don't have no right to ask them, but you can ask them. It is your right, as it is also your right to remain silent. Right? And one thing I'm going to tell you to do not fall for the trick the police do sometime. If you are home and the police pull up on your home outside, the trick they will try to do to enter your premises is they will say, open your door. Them now ask you to come inside, you know, but they will tell you to open the door and make you, as long as you open the door and allow them to go in, them are going to say you will give them the right to enter. If a police officer approaches you outside your gate, they have no right to enter your premises unless they suspect something illegal to be happening, which is called probable cause. So no fall for the trick. A police officer has to ask you if he can search your vehicle. Now you can say, officer, I don't want you to search my vehicle. You can say that. And they have to give you reason as to why they want to search your vehicle. Now, in most cases, the Jamaican police are going to just body you up and say, hey boy, move from yourself and search your car anyway. Because we allow these things to happen. Because we don't know we have the rights. We don't know the rights. So that is why them bad way up anyway and tell you say move. Yeah, come talk to police. Hey boy, move. But until we start to stand up and let them understand that we know our rights and we are going to utilize the knowledge, them not gonna stop. Marie, that's what I'm saying. A search warrant is needed. Anytime the police are going to enter your premises, Jamaica or not, they should have a search warrant to enter your premises, right? Or if they suspect a crime, then they can enter, but they have to have what is called probable cause. If they not have that, they not have the right to go up on your premises. And when them say them suspect a crime, then they should have to tell you what crime they suspect is happening on your premises. Which them are going to tend to say they have information that you have guns and dangerous weapons or dangerous drugs on your premises. That's how the police love to run with. Them love to run with that one day. Suspicion of dangerous drugs or weapons. You understand? But we have to stand up and say, listen to me, officer. What caused you to suspect that that is on this premises? What caused you to suspect that that is in this vehicle? And I will remind everybody again, do not do it in a disrespectful way. Because some police officers are sensitive. Them feelings hurt easy. And some of them don't like the fact that you may have the knowledge of what they can and cannot do. So because you're knowledgeable about it, they take that as a disrespect too. So when you know your knowledge and when you know your right, don't give away your right by being stupid. Don't give away your right by being loud and boisterous. Don't give away your right by being disrespectful. Stay calm and collected and say, officer, XYZ. Let them understand that you are not a jackass. Let them understand that you know what they can and cannot do. And once you give it to them in a respectful way, once you give it to them in the right manner, and them realize that you know the law, then they may step back. Some of them still are going to go on like them not care, as I said before. But that is where your rights come into effect. When they violate it, then you go to the lawyer and you say, lawyer, this is exactly what happened. All right? This is exactly what happened. So I just want everybody to understand what I'm saying here. If you take out your personal device, which is your cell phone, and you start to record an officer who you witness doing something wrong, that officer has no right to take your cell phone away from you. That officer has no right to tell you to delete anything that you recorded. That officer has no right to hit, pepper spray, or detain you for recording them. You can, because it is not a crime. I just want everybody to understand that. What you cannot do is do not impede the investigation. Do not try to stop the officer while they are trying to arrest whoever they are trying to arrest. Do not touch the officers. Don't go too close to the officers. Stay out of the vicinity where they might do what they might do and record. Do not. You can stand at a distance and record them. And in most cases, to be honest, don't even say nothing. Just stand one side and record. Just act like you're not even dead and record. Them can see your record, you know. I'm not telling you to hide and record. Them can see your record. But it's best you just stand up and just record and not say nothing. Let the footage that you are recording do the talking for you. That is what I'm saying right now. Let the footage that you are recording do the talking. You're not bother with the talking. Just stand up one side with your phone and record them. Alright? Because like I said before, if in the case of this woman who got pepper sprayed in her eye, if this was an American, I am sure that officer would have been taken off of duty already. And I am sure that that person would have already been compensated in whichever way already. But because this is a Jamaican woman and we are not respected, we are not cared for by our own people who are there to protect us, nothing ever come out of this. And I ask the question again, why is it that whenever things happen involving our Jamaican officers, right, where we see them doing wrong, nothing comes out of it, it goes nowhere? Why? Why is it that the public is not informed on where the investigation goes? Why? Why is it that the public is not informed on whether or not this officer is put on bench duty, whether or not this officer was suspended? Why? That is the question. Those are the questions I am putting forward. Why? We need to start holding the Jamaica constabulary force accountable for things like this. The commissioner of police needs to start addressing things like this. Jamaican people need to start rising up and lashing out against things like these. And put the police in line when them step out of line. What that officer did to this woman was assault. He assaulted her. Right? He assaulted the woman. He assaulted this woman by pepper spraying her. So he should be charged. That officer should be charged. That woman should be able to press charges against him for assault her. Because guess what? For sure the hypocrisy in this, you know. If that woman had walked up to that officer and touched him shirt, she would have get locked up. Not even pepper spray him, you know. But if she did just walk up to him and say, officer, you know say what you are doing not right, she could have been arrested and charged, and guess for what? Assault on a police officer. If she did just simply go and touch upon him collar and say, officer, what you are doing not right, she would have been arrested. So why is it that he is not arrested and charged for assaulting that woman who was doing nothing at all, who was not breaking the law, who was not out there creating any form of mischief? Why is it that he is not arrested? Why is it that he is not taking our frontline duty? Because he should not be out there on the road. He is a danger to Jamaican citizens. The police officer there who pepper sprayed the woman is a danger to Jamaican citizens. And this is not an attack on the Jamaica Constabulary Force. No, because I do know, like I said, holy patal, I do know that there are officers on the law force who cares about Jamaica and the people. But then again, there are some who abuse the people, like this one right here. So he should be taken off frontline duty. He should be charged, and him should be penalized, meaning he may go to jail because he assault the woman. He assault the woman. He caused bodily harm. He caused bodily harm. He caused bodily harm to this woman who was just there recording and documenting the activities of the police, which is not illegal. So I'm going to continue to watch and see where I go on. I'm going to continue to watch and see if that one is going to just disappear again as all the others do. In which it would come as no surprise if that happens, because we've seen it happen over and over and over and over. Claudette said, did you see how he pushed the lady in the vehicle? Yes, Claudette, I saw that part. But Claudette, the thing is, as I said in the initial part of this video, I'm not talking about the woman that was being detained or arrested. I'm not talking about that part, because, you see, that would be a waste of time even acknowledging that part, because I don't know why she was being arrested to begin with. I don't know, so I'm not going to talk about that. Also, she was in the video, you could clearly see that she was resisting, right? So that part that I'm not going to touch, right? She was resisting arrest. Also, I don't know what was the cause of them arresting her. So me talking about that would just be total foolishness, because, you know, they may have a good reason to be arresting her, though there should have been female officers there to do so, right? But at the same time, she was resisting arrest, which is a crime. So that part that I'm not going to touch upon, right? Also, if you're looking at the video, you would see where the woman who was being arrested kick off of him, right? So, you know, that part right there, me not touch, right? But the woman who got pepper sprayed, that is the concern, right? That is the concern. You understand? Yeah, you say it is not right either way. I understand, but you know, that part there, me not touch. You know, that part there has to be dealt with, you know, in the courts and whatever charges they may want to file, or if that woman wants to file a complaint or whatever against them, right? Now them Jamaican police here come for a killing spree, not to protect their people. We know that much. You understand what I say? We know that much. Yes, Pauline, that is right as well. You understand? This is, you know, similar to the whole George Floyd situation. You understand? If people did not create an outcry about the whole George Floyd situation, nothing wouldn't come out of that. Even though the man dead and gone, yes, you know. But, you know, Jamaica head down that very same road. You know, Jamaica is heading down that very same road. And not even, as a matter of fact, not even heading down that very same road. Jamaica is already there. Jamaica is already there, where the police feel as if them can do you anyway and nothing comes out of it. Look at a couple of years back. Look at a couple of years back. There was a certain person, a man, I think his name was Kentucky Kid. Right? Most of you may know that story. Where the police, if my memory serves me correctly, where the police running a theme vehicle, right? The police running a theme vehicle, and then start to threatening him for that when him start to push the matter. When him start to push the matter so that him get some justice, them start to threaten him and bad him up. And them are the one we running a fame vehicle. The man start to feel so threatened and feel in fear of him life, where him take it to the point that him put up some cameras in him house because police officers come there and threaten him and beat him up. The man put up camera in him house. And those same cameras that the man put up in him house capture police officers clear as day. Come there and beat up him pregnant baby mother. Live on camera. And the man end up dead for him right. Because them kill him. Because him continue to push the issue. Him continue to push the issue. The man have footage of the officers coming upon him premises. The man have footage of them abusing him pregnant baby mother. And when the man bring the footage, if you all want to know the story, it's there on YouTube, you go look it up, just type in Kentucky Kid. I don't know we see it. The man continue to push the issue and the same police them who running at the man car, bad him up, beat him up, beat up him baby mother. And because the man a push it, them kill him. And nothing no come out of it. Not a thing no come out of it. So how much more things like that are going to happen? How many more things like that are we going to allow to happen? Without the police being held accountable. Remember people, we now have social media at our disposal. The world can now see everything that is happening. So when we use social media, make we use it good. Make we use it to highlight the good things we are going at Jamaica, and also use it to highlight the injustice we are going at Jamaica. So that when the world see them things are going and start to lash out upon it, Jamaican officials will have to break up them follow ground and say, hey, we have to put a stop to this. Because it will draw too much attention. But it not going to stop unless we, as the people, rise up and say enough is enough. It not going to stop. So that is why I say, wherever you are in the world, do your part. And when you see something when you sit well with you, spread it, share it everywhere. Because social media right now is our voice. And people like me and other public figures on social media will be a louder voice to make these things be heard. Because not everybody have a platform with a huge following. But us with the platform with a huge following can definitely get it further out so that it's heard everywhere. Don't be afraid. Because that's what them want. Them want to drive fear in you. And I will not be afraid. I personally will not be afraid to speak up on the injustice. I will not be afraid to address the injustice when I see it. Because everybody can't be afraid. Somebody have to be brave enough to stand up and say, no, enough is enough. We're tired of this now. And yeah, I know that I may be walking the streets of Jamaica and somebody might say, well, yeah, the boy unstoppable that him always attack about police this and police that. I don't care. Because guess what? I know my rights. I know my rights. And I know that fear is where they want to drive in at the Jamaican people. And I also know that control is where they want. And they want the Jamaican people to submit to them brutality. But I say to every single Jamaican where they are right now, don't sit down and take it. Don't sit down and take it. Me not tell nobody if you get up and go fight, because you know you have some people who love misquote when I say things and say, but unstoppable, you're instigating this and you're instigating that. I'm not telling anybody to get up and go fight with no police. But what I'm saying is know your rights and don't give it away. Don't give away your rights. Asking questions when a police stop you is not against the law. Being quiet, remaining silent when a police asks you a question is not against the law. Advising the police that you have a lawyer is also wise. Just in case you never know that. Advising the police that you have a lawyer is also wise. So whenever the police stop you and them feel like say them can throw you in a cell and them can interrogate you and intimidate you and bad you up and this and that, you only need to say one thing: officer, I would like my lawyer. And you don't have to say nothing more. You don't have to say nothing more. Officer, I would like my lawyer. Them can ask your questions till God come. You just continue to say, officer, I would like my lawyer. In a respectful way. Because that is your right. That is your right. And until they only can hold you for a certain time if they charge you with a crime. Someone want to remember that too. The police can only detain you for a certain time if they not charge you for a crime. If they detain you for longer than that time, then they are in violation of your rights. That not only happen in the movies. That does not only happen in the US. That same law goes for Jamaica too. If after a certain time frame pass and them not charge you with nothing, they have to release you. But some Jamaicans feel like say if the police say them are gonna lock you up, them can just lock you up for all a week and 2 weeks and 3 weeks and 4 weeks and them not affiliate you out. No, that is not the way it goes. But a lot of us don't know that. Well, we don't know today. If the police is going to detain you, you can ask, officer, what am I being detained for? If the police want to enter your premises, you can say, officer, you do not have permission to enter my premises without a warrant. If the police wants to search your vehicle, they should ask your permission to search your vehicle. And nowhere is it right for a police officer to beat you. In nowhere is it right for a police officer to pepper spray you. In nowhere is it right for a police officer to take away your device that you are using to record them. We just want to remember that. So, Unstoppable family, share out the live stream here. If you don't want to crap out, cut out, piece out certain piece of it and spread it wherever, do that. Let it be heard everywhere that as Jamaican people, as Jamaican citizens, we have the right to record the police while they are on duty. It is not a crime to do so. And let no police officer tell you that you cannot record them in the line of duty. Let no police officer delete a footage out of your phone when you record it, because they have no right. And no police officer should ill-treat you in any way when you record them in the line of duty. Now, if them off duty and them in a them plain clothes, that's a whole different thing. We need to remember that too. If a police officer is off duty, that's a whole different thing. You have to be careful with that one, because you're not allowed to record someone without their permission. You need to remember that part there. You're not allowed to record a private person, a private citizen, without their permission. So you have to be very careful. But as long as a public servant is on duty and is carrying out their duties as an officer of the law, as a public servant who is there to serve you, you have the right to record them. And speaking of off duty, as a matter of fact, a police officer may be off duty and witness a crime occurring and decide to intervene. If a police officer is off duty and in plain clothes and him approach you, you have the right to say, officer, you telling me you're an officer, please, I need to see your identification. Some kind of identification which proves that this person approaching you in plain clothes is an officer needs to be shown. Because that can just be somebody that try to come kidnap you and say them a police. We also need to understand that, right? If somebody in a plain clothes approach you and no identification is shown, you have the right to demand that and say, listen, I need to see your ID before me go anywhere with you or before me go in your vehicle. Right? No, Trevor, in public you can record if you want to, but you have to remember, Trevor, that it is not okay for you to record a person. That is what I said. Without a person's permission, you cannot record them like that. You can record anything you see in public, in a public space, but you cannot record a person without their permission. That is what I was pointing out. All right? That is it. So people, like I said, thanks so much for tuning in. Share out this. Crop out pieces of it if you want to, and repost it wherever if you want to. I have no problem with it. Share it to the JCF if you want to. Tag Andrew in it if you want to. Tag whoever you want to if you want to, because at the end of the day, We are using this social media space for it to reach the relevant people who it needs to reach to. And like I said, I don't care. If you want to even tag the same police officer who me talk about, tag him too, so that he understands that what he did, in which me not make him understand, because he knows what him do wrong. But I'm imploring officers, I am imploring Jamaican officers, please man, just do the right thing. Just do the right thing. It's easy for you to do the right thing, you know. It's not hard. It is very easy for you to do the right thing. So just do it. Do what you joined the force for. Right? Do what you joined the force for, which is to serve and protect, not serve and abuse and brutalize. Okay? Bless upon yourself, people. Have a blessed Sunday. And as me say, use no device on having and not only to watch gossip and mix up and drama. Though those things may be entertaining sometimes, and all the while enough to consume all of that. Sometimes you need to use the device and go do some research and learn about certain things. Go up on YouTube and look up the rights of Jamaicans. Go up on YouTube and learn about the things that you can and cannot do as a Jamaican citizen. Go up on the internet and search up the laws of Jamaica and what rights you have as a Jamaican citizen. Everything is there on the internet that you can learn. And in your spare time, even if you want, you can go read upon the laws, general laws, so that you know the things and get some of the knowledge where even the lawyer them use to tackle the court system. Read upon some of the things that the lawyer them use, some of the terms that the lawyer them use to get out of certain things. Use this very same device we want to have in and do a little bit of reading, people. It goes a very far way. Believe me, social media can be good as much as bad, but let's try to use social media and use the internet to better ourselves, so that we can be the people who will stand up knowledgeable and fight the battle. We need to understand something. You know, it's that term that we used a while ago, fight the battle. It's very important to understand this too. That terminology that I used just now, stand up and fight the battle, is very interesting term. I'm going to tell you now why it's a very interesting term. We are no longer in the days where we have to fight a battle using spears and bow and arrow or guns. We are now in the day and age where we can use technology. We can use the internet. We can use social media to stand up and fight back. We are no longer in that age where we have to use bow and arrow and spear. We have social media at our disposal. We have the internet at our disposal. Back in the day, a lot of things used to happen and nobody don't know, the world don't know about it, because nothing was there to highlight these things. So them used to just happen and just fade away and disappear. Now we have the internet at our disposal where everything can be shown to the world. So let's do it. I'm going to end this by saying, if you're not afraid, don't be afraid to record the police. And if you're afraid to record them and put it out on your social media platform, I understand that. So if you're afraid to do that, send it to me and I will put it out. My number is all over social media. Just send it to me on WhatsApp and I will put it out. Alright? Bless upon yourself again. Have a blessed Sunday. And we will talk next time. Let's just see what go on with the whole pepper spraying incident here, as me say. In which I personally know it not go nowhere. Uno personally know say it not go nowhere. But we just have to play our little part, alright? Bless upon yourself, little more.